Well, when he hits the verse, we know we're done trading.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to start our ingathering with some Christmas carols. We know you're still milling around. It's okay. All right. Now we're going to sing Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly, so I know you can sing that one. And it's the words we all know. The other one, as you may have noticed, is not the words that many other churches sing. All right, guys, are you going to sing Deck the Halls with me? Yeah. All right. So let's go.
Troll the ancient All right. Let's give it up for our jazz trio and for Jenny Crane for leading us in the Ingathering music. Thank you all. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Now is a time in our service where we will turn and greet our neighbors. So feel free to turn and greet your neighbor and say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays.
All right, let's give it up to our jazz trio. Thank you. It's a beautiful, cold day at Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist Church. Welcome, and we're warm inside. I'm Reverend Abhi Janamanchi. My pronouns are he and him. Serving this religious community with my colleagues, Reverend Ali Casey Bell and Reverend Dayna Edwards. We welcome our visitors, our friends, families, Cedar Lane members, and all those joining us from home, online on this holy Christmas Eve. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever your beliefs, your gender identity, documentation status, or disability, you are welcome to bring your whole self here. And if you're joining us from home, online, and it is your first time being in community with us, please let us know in the live chat. Thank you for taking a chance and taking a risk to join us on Christmas Eve. As Unitarian Universalists, we believe that each night a child is born is a holy night. And in this spirit, we join communities across the world in celebrating the Christian holiday of Christmas, commemorating the birth of Jesus of Nazareth. As we hear the familiar Christmas story, let us open our hearts to the images which speak to our lives. Each of us could travel a long and weary journey only to find when night falls there is no room at the inn, but we do make room in a manger. Each of us could be a shepherd, patiently caring for those who need us, who depend on us. Each of us could be a wise person in search of the holy, ready to offer our gifts. Each of us might sometime hear angel voices singing of a glory we have yet to know. And surely, for each of us, there is a desert to cross, a star to follow, and a new being within to bring to life. Welcome. Let us worship together.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Connor McCrickard. My pronouns are he, him, and I am the worship associate for today's service. Now, as Judy Schaefer and the Clarkson family, Kimberly, Blair, Maggie, and Wilkie kindle our chalice here, we invite everyone online to share in the chat where you are lighting your chalice from. Let us unite our voices in sharing the chalice words. We light the chalice this Christmas Eve for the renewal of faith, the wonder of hope, the beauty of love, and the gift of peace. Please rise in body and or in spirit and unite our voices in singing People Look East.
For so the children come, and so they have been coming.
No angels herald their beginnings. No prophets predict their future courses.
No wise people see a star to show where to find the babe that will save humankind. Yet each night a child is born is a holy night.
Parents sitting beside their children's cribs feel glory in the sight of a new life beginning.
They ask, where and how will this new life develop, and where will it journey?
Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping.
And tonight, We celebrate and honor the children who have been born or adopted in 2022 in our community. As Unitarian Universalists, we have reverence for all life, and the children named this evening are a part of life's sacred circle.
And as we read the names aloud, we will also light a candle to honor their presence. Welcome,
Diego Rafael Wilhelm, born to Olga Morales and Chris Wilhelm Helm, and the grandchild of Betsy and Tim Wilhelm.
Archana Raika Sanatanamurthy, born to Bethan and Sid Sanatanamurthy and grandniece of Candace and Dave Haga.
Isla Dossie, born to Philip and Hong Dossie and grandchild of Angela Wall and Sandy Dossie.
Ziggy John Grubman, born to Jenna and David Grubman and grandchild of Kathy and Stu Grubman.
Anjali Rivka Charya, born to Anna Gersten and Anant Charya and grandchild of Usha Charya.
Reed Hardy Bassett, born to Josh and Carrie Shaw Bassett and grandchild of Sandy and Betsy Shaw.
Calvin James, born to Bertie and Paul Seifert and grandchild of Perry and Diane Seifert.
Kiki Aurora Odessa, born to Matt and Katya Stewart and grandchild of David Stewart and Nancy Florine.
Pierce Ransom Fitzgerald, born to Brian Fitzgerald and Laura Ransom and grandchild of Paul and Vicky Strella.
Ivy Olivia Zay, born to Abby Turner and Alonzo Zay Vera and grandchild of Anne and Jim Turner.
Iris Liliana Mumby, born to parents Jack and Coral Mumby.
Jeremiah Talmadge Fowler, born to Jordan and Linda Fowler and step-great-grandchild of Judy Schaefer and Kimberly Clarkson's great-nephew.
Mariam Alakozai, born to Bibi Basira and Mujibullah Alakozai.
We light one more candle for those children who are on our hearts and have not been mentioned tonight.
May we always remember that each night a child is born is a holy and sacred night.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Susan Easterly and the Jazz Trio. We begin our story in the little town of Bethlehem, and that means we're going to need some villagers, and that means you. Yep, the entire congregation is going to be the people of Bethlehem. So every time you hear Connor or Elsie say, "It's so bright," you all say, "What's up with that?" Very good, very good, very good. Let's try it. So they might say something like, "I've never seen a star like that. It's so bright." And
What's up with that?
excellent, excellent. So one evening in Bethlehem, two villagers were coming home from work. They were sore and tired from working in the fields all day, but they stopped in the middle of the street and looked up at the sky.
You know, I'm getting kind of annoyed with this whole star thing. I mean, where did it come from anyway?
I know what you mean. And I can't get away from it. It keeps me awake at night because it's so bright.
What's up with that?
Good question. What is up with that? What's up with a star that just appears out of nowhere?
Perhaps it's a sign, an omen of some kind. Perhaps it's very, very good or very, very bad. Something like that's gonna happen. Because, you know, it's so bright.
What's up with that?
Yeah, I'm not really into the whole omen thing. I'm more, science-based.
Sure, but the evidence suggests that such a star is likely to bring many things to our little village. People will come here to gaze upon it, to learn about it, because you can't ignore the fact that it's so bright.
What's up with that?
Good question. I have a feeling we'll find out. This is a story still unfolding.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Good job, everybody. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, please rise in body and or in spirit and unite our voices in singing, "O come all ye faithful."
Oh, come, all ye faithful,
So while folks in Bethlehem were perusing the sky and wondering what's up with that, there were two people who had just arrived in town, Joseph and Mary. Do we have a Joseph and a Mary? Anybody? All right. Can we get a Joseph? Going once? Going twice? No Joseph? Oh, Mary, you're on your own. All right, thank you. We got a Mary and a Joseph. Mary and Joseph had to go to Bethlehem because of a nasty new tax law. Even though Mary was very, very close to having her baby, and they had to travel over 100 miles with the help of a friendly donkey. But in Bethlehem, they found that all the inns and motels and Airbnbs were full, or they cost too much. Finally, one innkeeper told them they could stay in the stable with the animals. So Mary said to Joseph, "Look, Joe, honey, I'm really tired. My feet are tired. My back is killing me. I can't do this anymore. Let's just stay at the stable." Well, Joseph was hesitant, but a cozy stable beat staying out in 18-degree temperatures all night. So he agreed. And in that stable, there was a cow, a duck, and a horse. Now, who among you wants to be a cow? All right, who wants to be a duck? And who wants to be a horse? All right. So what sound are the cows going to make? And what sound are the ducks going to make? And what sound are the horses going to make? That is a good name. All right, so for this scene, Connor and Elsie are going to be joined by special guest star Rebecca Beyonce Jones. So Connor, Elsie, and Becca will say all the words that the animals say to each other. But of course, Mary and Joseph and we can't understand them. So every time I say, but all Mary and Joseph heard was, you make your animal noise. So let's practice. So I'll say something like, the animals just kept talking and talking to each other, but all Mary and Joseph heard was? All right. Oh, this is so good. So, a cow, a duck, and a horse were hanging out in the stable late last night when all of a sudden the door opens and a man and a really pregnant woman and their donkey come inside and start making themselves at home.
Moo! Who let them in here? They don't belong in a stable.
Quack, quack. Yeah, they should be in the inn with the other humans.
Nay, I mean, what were they thinking?
But all Mary and Joseph heard was?
You'd think they'd just stay home at a time like this.
Yeah, or plan ahead a little so they had a place waiting for them.
And maybe saved up some money ahead of time, too.
But all Mary and Joseph heard was?
It's just bad planning on their part.
Yep, typical human mistake.
I wish they'd go back to where they came from.
But all Mary and Joseph heard was? Now finally the tired old donkey lifted his head. He looked at the cow, the duck, and the horse, and he said, "Ee-haw, ee-haw. Why don't you try it? You try riding over 100 miles on the back of an old sway-back ass like me, donkey like me, when you're so pregnant you can't even see your feet. You try being an expected dad, worried about the woman you love and the child she carries, and you try being me, watching every step I take so I don't jostle this woman who's just trying to get there safely. You try it. And the cow and the duck and the horse felt very, very bad, and they cried out,
I'm sorry. I'll offer them some milk.
I'm sorry. I'll let him an egg.
I'm sorry, I'll take them wherever they need to go.
but all Mary and Joseph heard was, all right, great job, everybody. Let us give each other and ourselves and everyone a big round of applause. And now let us rise in body and or spirit and unite our voices in singing the first Noel.
Am I on? Yeah, I'm on now. All right. So for the next scene, we need folks to play a very, very important role. Are you ready? Yeah? In fact, we need everyone, the whole congregation, to be someone very, very important to the story. Do you know who it might be? Jesus! Baby Jesus, yes. Now, the first sound most babies make is a really, really loud cry. But not this baby. Nope. This baby, he looks around and he sees his mom and dad for the very first time. Then he looks over their heads and sees a cow with big brown eyes, and a horse with a really long nose, and a donkey with big tall ears. And sitting between the donkey's ears is a duck. So the first sound out of baby Jesus is not a cry, it's a big laugh. So every time you hear the innkeeper say, "What was that noise?" you're all going to laugh. All right, one more practice. Ready? Gee, I was just sleeping nice and quiet, and suddenly I heard something. What was that noise? And to play the innkeeper, we have a very special guest star, Kimberly Clarkson. So come on up. Woo. So let me set the scene for you. Here's what's going on. The innkeeper who told Mary and Joseph that they'd have to actually sleep in the barn is tossing and turning in her bed.
I don't know what it is. but I just can't sleep tonight. For one thing, those animals are making a heck of a lot of noise. But just when I finally got to sleep, I thought I heard something. Now, what was that noise? There it is again.
So the innkeeper woke up her partner, who could sleep through just about anything, and asked,
Did you hear something? I'm sure I heard something. What was that noise?
But the innkeeper's partner just rolled over and went back to sleep. So the innkeeper went outside to see what they could find, and in the streets, it was empty and silent. But she knew there was something out there, and they wondered out loud.
What was that noise? There it is again. It sounds like it's coming from the stables. I'll go check it out.
So the innkeeper went across the courtyard and through the stable door, and there were Mary and Joseph, who had been kicked out of the inn that afternoon.
I'm sorry I made you sleep in the stable. And I'm sorry that I'm barging in on you like this, but I just have to know. What was that noise? Oh my gosh, it's your baby.
And just then, the innkeeper realized that it was a newborn baby who had been laughing all along. And suddenly, the innkeeper was full of love for this vulnerable little child and full of hope, too. And the innkeeper said to Joseph and Mary,
I'm going to go and tell everyone that you have the most wonderful baby and the most wonderful laugh there ever was.
And the innkeeper ran out into the streets of Bethlehem to tell everyone the good news. Please rise in body and spirit and share the good news and unite your voices in singing Go Tell It on the Mountain with our beautiful children's choir. Woo-hoo! And Susan Easterly on piano.
Wow. You all are really good, children's choir. Thank you, Susan Easterly. And thank you, Jenny Crane. Thank you, children's choir. What a wonderful rendition of Go Tell It on the Mountain. Very, very good. Tonight, we retell the story of how a poor refugee family was subject to exile, migration, and rejection before finally being offered shelter and hospitality in a manger. When Joseph and Mary sought a place to give birth, they were told there was no room at the inn. That same inhospitable spirit prevails in our nation today. All around us, we see stories of hospitality refused to immigrants, refugees, the poor, the unhoused, and those whose race, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, documentation, or disability is deemed not acceptable. However, at Cedar Lane, we make room. We make room by striving to help people find warm welcome and belonging. And this year, we made room. We made room to celebrate and share the collective breath of life, love, faith, and diversity through multicultural, multi-faith spirit experiences. We made joyful noise together with music that enlivened our spirits and connected us across generations. We made room. We made room in our faith formation programs by living out our beloved traditions of family chapel, Sunday school, trunk or treat, and holiday craft day, while adding relational programming with Makerspace Sundays and enjoying ice cream Sundays over the summer and fall. We made room in our sanctuary for all types of bodies, all types of learners, all types of families by offering creative listening materials that help everybody engage in the service in the way that works best for them. We made room. We made room by increasing our support to parents and caregivers by providing a year-long class called Parents as the Primary Sexuality Educators with our Potomac partners, offering a parent soul circle group and providing childcare for adult faith formation classes. We made room. We made room by providing a naming ceremony to honor and understand and to recognize that people can say who they are each and every day at Cedar Lane. We made room. We made room with our pastoral visitors. They made room by providing more than 800 caring conversations, including home and hospital visits to our members and friends going through health challenges and life transitions. We made room to be engaged in our core social justice issues, including our environmental justice ministry team's successful efforts to get the Montgomery County Council to pass legislation to address the climate crisis, feeding the hungry through our work with MUM and Interfaith Works Women Ministry Shelter, supporting our Afghan families to settle into our community, witnessing for LGBTQIA rights and reproductive justice, collecting hygiene kits, shoes, coats, and toys, and lots and lots and lots of toys for migrant and refugees families, and learning to embody our 8th principle charge to be an anti-racist, multicultural, beloved community. We made room, and we are able to make room as a religious community because of you, because of your presence, because of your participation, and because of your generosity. You make it possible for us to be a welcoming and inclusive religious community. Let there now be a Christmas offering taken with great joy that expresses the generosity of the season and the generosity of our congregation, and that promotes our shared ministry to make love work within and among and around our community. You can give by text, online, PayPal, by mailing a check, or placing your gift in the offering plate. However you choose to give, we are deeply grateful for your generosity and support. The offering will now be given gratefully and received.
So, now we're out in the fields with the shepherds, and they're in for a big surprise. Because there's a whole host of angels headed their way. So we're going to need a whole host of angelic children to come up here and play the angels. Who wants to come up and be an angel? Please, come up. Now, sometimes angels talk to us and we don't even know it. If we're lucky, we might hear something that sounds like, ah. So every time you hear me say, then the angel said, you're all going to sing, ah. Let's practice. I'll say something like, the shepherd didn't know what to do, so they said to the angels, hey, what should we do? And the angels said, excellent. And for this scene, we have a special guest star, Ezra Town. Please come on. So, here's the deal. There are 3 shepherds out watching their sheep. 2 of them are fast asleep, but one is staring out at that bright star in the sky. And the shepherd who's awake starts to notice that there are some new stars shining alongside that bright star. Then there are lots of new stars. Then the stars start getting bigger and bigger, and the shepherd realizes that they aren't stars at all, but angels flying towards them, getting closer and closer. And the shepherd wakes up the 2 other shepherds and points up to the sky, and all 3 of them fall to their knees as they looked up at a whole host of angels hovering in the air. And the angels said,
What'd they say?
I don't know. I couldn't understand a word.
They said, we have to go to Bethlehem.
Wait, you speak angel?
Why didn't you tell us?
I don't know, man. It's just something I picked up.
and the angel said,
What'd they say this time?
Yeah, come on. What's the deal?
Well, loosely translated, something like, do not be afraid, for see, I'm bringing you good news of great joy for all the people. To you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign for you. You will find a child wrapped in bands of cloth and lying in a manger.
They said all that.
Very efficient language.
Wait, there's more.
and the angel said,
Well?
Yeah, now what?
They said, glory to God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace, goodwill among people. Come on, let's go to Bethlehem and see what it's all about.
So they went with haste and found Mary and Joseph and the child lying in the manger. And the angel smiled down upon them and said, Good job. Now let's listen to the children's choir.
All right, our angel band has to prepare just a little bit.
Way to go, children's choir. And Jenny, you are the angel band.
Yes.
So, Reverend Ali,
Reverend Abhi.
let's get everyone involved.
I think that's a good idea. I think that's
All the angels and all the animals, all the shepherds and all the Josephs and all the Marys and all the baby Jesuses.
Yes, 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 yes.
Now, does everyone remember their cues?
No.
All right. Because we're going to do all of them. And if you don't remember your cues, Reverend Dayna is going to help us out.
All right.
So are we ready? Yes. And so everyone came together on the streets of Bethlehem, gathering in a big crowd in front of the stable. And some of the people in the town looked up at the star and said again, "It's so bright." And the animals inside the stable were talking a mile a minute about the new baby and its beautiful laugh. But all Mary and Joseph heard was, and the shepherds were there too, with a host of angels hovering over them, and the angels said, and the newborn babe looked up at the people and the animals and the angels all gathered together on that cold night, and he made a quiet little sound. No, he made a loud little sound. And the innkeeper leaned forward, and even though she knew the answer, she whispered with a heart full of love, "What was that noise?"
Amen. What a happy ending. Please rise in body or spirit as you are able and comfortable, and let us unite our voices in singing Joy to the World.
Let's give it up for all who participated in the pageant. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Connor, Elsie, Becca, Ezra, Peter, Kimberly, Reverend Ali, Reverend Dayna, the children's choir, Jenny, our jazz trio, Susan, my goodness, and all of you. And me. Right. Thank you. That was fun. And now let us take a moment and center ourselves. So I invite you to just get comfortable in your seat wherever you are and place your feet on the floor if your feet reach the floor. If not, it's okay. And close your eyes if you're comfortable. And let us take a breath together. Let us breathe in, hold it for a moment, and gently breathe out. Let's try it. Breathe in, breathe out. Would you join me in the spirit of prayer? Nameless one of many names and beyond all naming, Spirit of life and love, we have gathered here in this beloved space full of memory, recalling the many years we gather this evening, seeking shelter and hope in these troubled and troubling times. We gather with joys and sorrows, gains and losses, delights and disappointments. We open our eyes and our hearts together, becoming fully present to ourselves and to our world. O Spirit, be our touchstone in the coming year. Embrace us and work through us. Make us the refugee couple who want the best for their children in a dangerous world. Make us innkeepers who will make room and find ways to be a sanctuary for others. Make us angels who cry peace in a war-torn world. Make us shepherds who are awake and unafraid of the star and awaken to the promise of hope. Make us wise ones who see the star and are generous with our own gifts given in service of a life larger than our own. Make us the child in whom the hope is renewed. May we recognize that the nativity happens within each of us, in our family and in our community. May we acknowledge that we are Christmas, that it's not just a myth, but a story to live. And so may we let Christmas lodge inside us by making room for new light, new life, new hope in our manger hearts. And may Christmas prod us to work toward a world with peace, equity, liberation, and justice for all. For then will Christmas truly dawn. In the name of all that is holy and life-affirming and life-sustaining, we say, Amen. So we have come to that time in our service when we pass the light from one to another. A time to center and reflect before we join in singing Silent Night.
A light is born this day, a light to change the world. Come, let us celebrate by lighting.
A dream is born this day, a dream to change the world. Come, let us celebrate by dreaming.
A word is born this day, a word to change the world. Come,
let us celebrate by reading.
A thought is born this day, a thought to change the world. Come, let us celebrate by thinking.
A love is born this day, a love to change the world. Come, let us celebrate by loving.
A life is born this day, a child to change the world. Come, let us celebrate by loving.
A song is born this day, a song to change the world. Come, let us celebrate by singing and turning our lights on and being careful that the flame doesn't burn us.
Please rise in body and or in spirit and unite our voices in singing Silent Night.
Just take a moment and look around the sanctuary. As our time together comes to a close, we turn to the words of Dr. Howard Thurman. Now the work of Christmas begins. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flocks, the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among the people, and to make music in the heart. So go in peace, friends. Go making peace, living gently, loving fiercely, and bowing to the mystery. Merry Christmas!
So good to see you.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thank you for coming. Merry Christmas. We have cookies. We have cookies and chocolate. Merry Christmas, Candida. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Indeed. We have some cookies and chocolate, hot chocolate if you'd like. Merry Christmas. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Wonderful to see you. Indeed. I know. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Eileen. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.